What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to be talking about my opinions of the new Donkey Kong Bonanza Direct. Let's go, shall we? First thing I want to mention is Pauline's voice acting. In my opinion, it's kind of bad. I guess it's kind of a negative topic. But yeah, it's kind of bad because it's just the writing doesn't look well in the trailer. I don't know why it's like this, but it just does not look well. In my opinion, Pauline's voice acting is not that good. You know, with like stuff like that. Yeah. Also, why is Pauline even here? I'm glad she's here, it's just why? Because I guess this is one of the biggest mysteries of the game, but, like, why is she here? And she's a kid? You know, why isn't she in New Donk City or something? Because she's a kid. Was it time travel? Did the villains bring her here? Why is she a rock? I need answers to these questions. I very much need some answers to these questions. Okay, golden bananas. They seem very interesting to me, and they remind me a ton of Power Moons from Mario Odyssey, or Cat Shines from Super Mario 3D World. I do compare this game a lot to Mario Odyssey, as most people do, because it's basically the Donkey Kong version of Mario Odyssey. You know, like instead of moons, you have the golden bananas. You know, and just other things. And golden bananas, they just seem really interesting, and I'm guessing like Mario is going to be like Mario Odyssey, where you gotta collect a ton of them, and then, you know, once you collect enough, you'll be able to like go to like the next underground section. I mean, I could be wrong, but it would make sense. I think the world of this game is awesome. I mean, it's so giant with so many different sections. Like, and you can also, like, manipulate it into, like, however you want. Like, you can dig, you can, like, break stuff, you can, like, you know, with all of Donkey Kong's new abilities, it's insane. Also, all the new, like, character classes, you know, again, referencing Mario Odyssey, but, like, you know, in Mario Odyssey, you went to all the worlds. Here, you're going to all the layers in the game, different layers of underground. And you, like, meet these, like, different societies in each layer, which is really neat, but, like, in Mario Odyssey, you know, you had, like, all the different creatures and stuff. You know, very interesting, and I think the world is just so, like, massive and cool. And also, like, there's shops around, there's so many collectibles. I mean, it's just amazing. It's, like, the world is, like, one of the #1 parts of the game, at least as I can tell so far. Donkey Kong's movement in this game is basically, like, wild. He can do, like, anything. He can pick up rocks, and he has multiple options on what to do with those rocks. He can, like, throw them. He can, like, you know, he can, like, ride on the rocks. He can also, like, use rocks to double jump. He can also climb and do hand slaps. You know, it's, like, crazy what he can do with, like, stuff. He can also jump, roll. I mean, it's just, his movement is insane. And the Bonanza powers is just another insane thing. Like, you can become anything. Like, you can become, if you get the zebra ability, you can just run across water. And that's just generally awesome. And even the one that just makes Donkey Kong a bigger and stronger gorilla also is just, like, really cool. And there's also the ostrich. Yeah, the ostrich. Oh, well. One flaw about the abilities is the ostrich, in my opinion, because the ostrich ability allows you to fly, right? But ostriches don't fly. And I understand they probably did that on purpose to be funny, but it's like, out of all the birds out there, could you at least choose one that actually flies, you know? And then you have the Void Company, which is just real interesting, because, like, they're basically, like, the rabbits from Mario Odyssey. and they're real neat. Like, all the characters in the Void Company have like such different personalities, which makes you're almost able to get attached to them, which is a great thing. And also, maybe they're the reason that Pauline's here. Maybe they like brought her here to try and get to the core. Like, maybe they're the reason she's a kid. And like, there's gotta be a lot of lore to them that we just don't know yet. And then you have the ancient ruins, which are like the pipes you can find around the world in Mario Odyssey. You can like go into them and then like do your own like separate challenge. And like, one was like old school Donkey Kong with like a 2D platformer and a minecart. And they're a way to like allow you to do puzzles that wouldn't normally fit into the world of this game. And that makes them, quite good. Side note here, though, I have only ever played one other Donkey Kong game, and that was Donkey Kong Tropical Freeze. And it wasn't a bad game, but it also wasn't, didn't get that into it. Let me mention skill points. They're real, like, because I struggle with skill trees and skill points in any game, just because I have a little bit of like a worry they might be like too complicated. Because I feel like a lot of games kind of have that issue where like their skill trees are just so diverse, and you have to like decide what you want to do, So like, it'll be fine, and it's good that it's in the game, but the skill points and the skill tree don't excite me that much. Okay, so the clothing, to me, because normally I would just love clothing in the game. I love customization in games. But, well, the clothing in this game gives you buffs and power-ups, which I'm not the biggest fan of, because when I'm deciding clothing in game, I just want to choose like a fun outfit, not like worrying about like upgrades and stuff like that. Because, it's like, well, what if there's this really cool outfit I want, but it has a terrible, like, power-up on it? Or what if there's an amazing power-up that I want to use, but the outfit looks terrible? So that's the reason I'm a little bit more hesitant on clothing in this game. But I will say that you can get a clothing piece for Pauline if you have the Donkey Kong amiibo that will come out when the game comes out. And I do love that they put that in there. It's a little annoying that I have to get amiibo for it, but I just like love Pauline's like classic dress style. And then you have like photo mode, which is really nice. I think I'll like it. It's just, and I think other people will like it. It's just especially useful for people like me who make YouTube videos. It helps with thumbnails and stuff. So yeah, that's about all I gotta say about photo mode. Also, there's an assist mode, which seems like it's gonna be useful because personally, I like to play games on like easier modes and stuff because I'm not really looking for a challenge. I'm looking to have fun. So if there's an assist mode, there is a chance that I might be using it because it does seem useful. And now we have our final topic, which is it's DK Artists. So you can like make custom sculptures. It's kind of like, why did they add this? But also, why wouldn't they add this? Like, it seems really fun and random, which is great from Nintendo. But also it might not even get used much. Yeah. Okay, I hope you enjoyed this video. Can't wait to see it come out. Bye, everybody. Peace out.